So everybody asks me this question. Can AI do this? Is artificial intelligence, are we just on a path where we might as well just say, yeah, it's okay, critical thinking's no big deal, AI will take care of it? The answer is no. And if you actually ask ChatGPT or any of the other environments whether or not critical thinking can be done by AI, that it will tell you no. It can supplement critical thinking. It can help you analyze. So if you get to a place where there's a problem and you're not sure what questions to ask, it can help you with that. But you still don't have all the pieces together that you need to think critically. And I'll show you a real life example in a moment where the human touch is still needed. I'm going to go back though to one thing that I wanted to reflect on for the space photo. So you saw in that space photo, the example was fairly complex. There were lots of satellites. There were all kinds of things going on in that photo. But it's not always the case that it's a complex situation that requires a complex answer, even with critical thinking. So in 1969, when the moon landing happened, Buzz Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, excuse me, and Mr. Armstrong were the two people who walked on the moon. And when they got down the lunar module, one of them inadvertently hit a switch that was a circuit breaker, and they didn't realize it at the time. So they walked around on the moon, then they came back, and they noticed that the switch was broken. What they also noticed was it was the switch that actually lighted the ignition to set the whole module back up into space. And they would have no way of getting off the moon if they didn't figure out how to solve it. So this is where critical thinking happened. They thought about all the alternatives, what could happen, what could happen if they didn't make it, what were the things they could do in the meantime. And the way they solved it was Buzz Aldrin had a pen that he used for a checklist, and he stuck the pen in between the circuit, and that's how they got off the moon. So it's not always an obvious or deep solution, but the critical thinking that accompanied that situation allowed that actual mission to succeed. This is another true story. This is a client. This is a client of ours. And the reason this is important is because it emphasizes what AI cannot do. So in this particular case, the scenario was there was a ransomware attack. It was a $2 million attack, meaning that the individuals who had essentially breached this particular company's environment were demanding $2 million in ransom to basically turn everything back over. And AI could not solve these questions here. Do we pay? So someone demands $2 million, do you pay? Beyond the money, what's at stake? And what should we strengthen? Is it the people? Is there a people problem? Is there a process problem? Is there a technology problem? Is it all three or some combination of them? And then what's our best defense, knowing that budgets are not unlimited? You see the real timeline here. It was pretty awful. 72 hours of chaos is how we referred to it. The malware activated. In hour one, the systems were locked and operations halted. And then it took about another 5 hours to get to hour 6 before a crisis team was assembled. After 24 hours, it was clear that hard choices were needed, and they were really difficult choices. And by 72 hours, those choices and decisions had been made. And now you start asking yourself, is this the right path of recovery, or are we going to regret doing this? The key points here are that AI can detect threats, but it can't make the complex risk-reward decisions that the human brain can make, and to protect the organization. And critical thinking was really the strongest defense in this case, because it took a team of people, both inside the company and our group, to help this client recover from what was a really awful attack. Any questions?